Welcome to another episode of Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, alongside with my co-host DeAndre Cootie Hicks, where we talk Chicago Bears sports like Chicagoans do, man. So if you are a Chicago Bears fan, hit that subscribe button. Join the Bears News Network family. We appreciate all the love and support that we get from you guys, man. Cootie, still no prize, so definitely love for grabs. Subscribe, like we said, but still no prize winner. So answer the three quiz questions correctly. If you did, and you did answer the three quiz questions, go back and check your answers because we did get a couple of people that went back and did do the questions, but the answer is not quite right. So it's still an opening for you. We still need a winner. We can't pick a winner until we find someone to answer all the questions correctly. So with that being said, go back and check your guys' answers so we could pick a winner, man. So with that being said, Cootie, we're gonna jump right into this episode, and we're
So,
gonna first start off, man, by talking about Tyson Bagent's 2-year, $10 million deal with $16 million max extension. Man, when we talk about Tyson Bagent and just seeing him come as long and ways as he has done since being an undrafted free agent rookie coming onto the Chicago Bears team, and us just seeing him grow and develop into a solid, good quarterback or a quarterback that can be a starter in this league. Cody. And this congratulations to him. So
yeah,
happy for
congrats.
Tyson and his family, man. And just a young kid who beat the odds coming from a Division II school and just making things happen. So anything you want to say about Tyson, Cody? Just we always talking about him and we wish him congratulations. But anything you want to say about Tyson?
I mean, he hit a lot of on the head, bro. Like you just said, the congratulations to him, man. We seen him come from being undrafted, like you say, being, somewhat of a starter caliber QB if he was ever given a chance. But even as he is now, as the backup to Caleb Williams, we love him. We glad he's here with us, and we've seen his progression and where he's got to. So, we glad he got his money, got his, extension. So, good job.
Yeah, he most definitely got his extension, and we happy for you, Tyson. So good luck with going forward, man. I can't wait to see what's in store for his future, man. So shout out to Tyson Bagent. Like we said, with that being said, help us reach the 300 plus subs, man. This week prize, it was the cup in the towel. Like we said, you gotta answer the questions down in the comment section or on the page on our official YouTube page. We have the 3 question quizzes there for you as well, so you can answer the questions there. Still no prize winner. Like we said, go back and check your answers, but help us reach our goal, man. We depending on you guys, and like we said, that's this week's giveaway, and it's still up for grabs. Okay, Cootie, man, let's get into this matchup the Bears had with the Buffalo Bills, man. When you look Caleb performance, and when you look at the things that Caleb did compared to years prior in past, Cootie, he looked comfortable out there. He knew where to go with the ball. A good thing he got the ball out of his hands in 2.5 seconds or less, and he got rid of the ball when the play broke down. Like he knew where to go with the ball, but then if the play wasn't there, instead of him trying to make stuff happen and take sacks or lose yards, he threw the ball away. And he looked sharp and played on time. And that's the only thing that you can really ask for when it comes to this upcoming season with Ben Johnson in this offense. He just wants Caleb to play in structure. He just wants Caleb to know where to go with the ball. The timing with the footwork along with ball placement is very important, and attention to details. That's one thing that we knew with Ben Johnson was so critical. And one thing that Courtney Cronin, she made reference to, she said even with the muff punt, when they came out on the muff punt and the holding penalty, that still didn't stop him. Still showed poise. He still knew where he wanted to go with the ball. He still distributed the ball evenly to Colston Loveland, DJ Moore, Roman Ball. So it was a good, healthy spread of the ball moving around and him knowing where he wanted to go with it. And this, it was a clean operation, and that's all you can really ask for when it came to his performance versus the Bills just off of two drives. What did you think about his performance, Cody?
I mean, you really said it perfectly. It's like you say, you really can't ask for more. You want to see, like, what I want to say is, you want to see those small things, like those details, just play perfectly as perfect as they can be. The little things that you've been hearing about, and what Ben Johnson brings to the offense, you just want to see those things be executed as they were. Like you're saying, the employees being comfortable, getting the ball out your hands fast, and then if everything's not working your way, you don't make a bad play. You make the smart football move, and that's what we saw Caleb do. It really looked like a different QB. A more like you say, more football NFL ready QB. So I like it, and it's all in those small aspects.
Yeah, I most definitely agree with you. Now, Ben Johnson did come out and he did say that the starters will play in the Kansas City matchup tomorrow. So the starters will play. Kansas City will play their starters as well, Cootie. So in this matchup, a lot of people ask, what do we want to see from this offense in this matchup, or whatever the case may be. And what I want to continue to see that Caleb has done throughout is just like I said, good clean ball operation, like he did against the Buffalo Bills. Uh, Play within rhythm of the offense. That's what I want to see him do, like he did versus the Bills last week. Get the ball out of his hands to his playmakers quick because we got playmakers on this team now. So he doesn't have to hold on to the ball and try to make things happen. He can get the ball out of his hands quick, play on rhythm of the offense, and make some things happen. Then use the Caleb magic when needed, Cootie. We know the things that Caleb Williams is capable of, the off platform throws, making things happen when the play
Yeah.
is not there and things break down. We know he has magic to him, but use the Caleb magic when needed. You don't need it all the time, and that's what Ben Johnson is letting them know. Sometimes it's okay to take the 10 yard or the 5 yard check down to try to get more yards to live to see another day instead of trying to force the ball down the field and possibly creating a turnover or getting sacked and losing more yards. And then where I want to see is this offensive line. How does it hold up against this good Kansas City front rush defensive line? Like, how do this new offensive line hold up? Can they hold up in the pass and can they hold up in the run for a fair amount? Now, I don't want them to be stout and be superstars because we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs here, which is no slacking team at all, which is one of the greatest teams of all time, if not one of the great teams in the NFL at this time. But just let me see how good you can hold up with that new offensive line. And then, like I said, Cody, clean operation, no turnovers. We don't want no turnovers, no penalties. Clean operation overall on the offensive line, and Caleb just protecting the ball. What's some things that you would like to see from this offense, Cody, against this Kansas City the starting defensive unit?
I mean, it's gonna always go kind of the same way. So the one thing is gonna be with me is just the consistency of it. Like you said, I want to see some of the same things from last game just roll over. I want to still see him get that ball out of his hands fast. I still want him to be able to make smart football plays. Be comfortable. You don't want too much to change, even though you're going against a light part of a heavy hitting team. But you want to see that he can still keep that poise against the different opponents. And then the biggest thing, like you said, is how is our O line gonna hold up against that defensive front? What are they gonna be able to do? Who are they gonna be able to stop? Or if it happens, if it not. But that's my two biggest things. It's just the consistency of the offensive play and their rhythm, what they got going on, and then, like you said, just what that O line is really gonna do when you get some of those more elite rushers coming at you for those few plays. Just how they gonna react to it.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're gonna turn over to the defensive side of the ball. Dennis Allen, he's been saying a lot of things about the joint practices that they did have with the Buffalo Bills. He said the defense, he felt like the defense belonged on the field with Buffalo. He said the defense had 6 takeaways total in that joint practice with the Buffalo Bills. And then he said the defense made plays. And then he talked about the veteran leadership that's on this team with Billings and Jared and those guys, and how sometimes resonating with the players, having that veteran leadership, you can resonate better with the players and get your best out of the players. And that's one thing that we haven't seen in years prior is the veteran leadership on this squad. And that's one thing that we do see with this team along with depth. But one thing that we do want to see with this defense versus the Kansas City Chiefs, Cootie, I want to see the pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I know Austin Booker and a couple of more others are dealing with injury on the defensive line and defensive side of the ball, but I want to see pressure on Patrick Mahomes. If we're going to get the pressure against their starting offensive line, I'm excited to see what our starting defensive line can do. Then I want to see the how the linebackers hold up in the run. Cootie, last year that was a weakness point of us. We couldn't hold up in the run. The linebackers wasn't shooting the gaps like we felt like they could have. So how do Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards look now with this revamped defensive line? Can they hold up and shoot their gaps in the run? And then I want to see now with a season ending injury from the game in Buffalo. So now he's out of the count to compete for that CB2 spot. So now I want to see who's up and for that competition spot with my boy Tyreek Stevenson for that CB2 spot. Then I want to see us get some takeaways. Let's get some takeaways. Let's get back to the Chicago Bears defense. Let's try to get a takeaway, an interception, or a forced fumble. And that's one thing that when if you want to be known for monsters of the midway back like old times, then that's one thing that we always knew that we could count on with our defense, Cootie, was to get some kind of takeaway. And then I want to see how Dennis Allen uses the disguises. How does he uses the disguises on his defense? He said it's going to be a lot of moving parts. He's going to move a lot of people around. So with that, I want to know how does this defense look under Dennis Allen? I want to see how he uses this disguises to try to fool these quarterbacks in the league this year. What about you, Cody? Anything you want to see on the defensive side of the ball for us to try to do against these Kansas City Chiefs?
Man, look, and the crazy part is I didn't think our defense could really get as good, better than what they was last week. I mean, you couldn't ask more to get a shutout without all your starters playing. They held their own. Their defense was, looking good. But yeah, the biggest thing that I already was thinking about, like you said, I think it was number 4, was the takeaways. Man, we got it. We got to get that takeaway number up. That's one thing that out of every good thing our defense been doing over the last couple of seasons, and even now, it's just the takeaways haven't been there. So I definitely want to see something, in regard of whatever it may be, a fumble, interception, just something where that defense take that ball away and, get one. And then, yeah, with the development stuff, with the QB competition, that's one that's going to be there until we know a solid answer, with that. That's just interesting to see, like, say, who will step up, who's going to shine with that. And, they're going to be great. They're going to be good, but it's them coming into character is the whole point.
Yeah. And the way that Dennis Allen has this defense, he said one thing in his press conference that stood out to me. He said, "We're not going to let the offense dictate to us. We're going to bring it to the offense." So Dennis Allen, he's going to bring all that he can to this defense to try to bring it to you every play all the time. And that's one thing that sometimes with Matt Eberflus last year, we would just try to play just to win. And we could tell with this squad this year, they're not playing to win. This year, we're trying to destroy you. That's what this team is about. And you can just tell the whole different mind frame and mindset from prior years that this team is on a different wavelength, a different trajectory than what they have been on prior years with the coaching staff that they brought in with Ben Johnson and the coaching staff that he brought in. Now, man, like we said, we want to hear from you guys too as well. What you want to see on defense versus the Kansas City Chiefs, let us know. Comment right underneath this video. And then what you want to see on the offensive side of the ball versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, remember, like we said, subscribe to the channel for news and prizes if you not have done so. Do that. In order to win anything, you have to be a subscriber of the channel. So we see a lot of people showing us love on Facebook and everything and like posts, but you have to subscribe to the channel in order to win anything. Like we said, man, help us reach our goal over here as far as getting those numbers. Help us reach the 100 plus new subs, which would be our 300 plus past new subs. So we have a big prize giveaway on that 100 new sub, but you got to hit the notification bell icon so you could be notified every time we drop a video because we give away stuff over here. And like we said, man, you gotta be notified because you'll miss something. So don't want to
Yes,
miss
sir.
anything. You gotta be notified and hit the subscribe button. Okay, Cootie. Anything else we need to get into before we get up out of here?
There's not much more to get into. Just make sure, like I said, on those questions, we don't have a winner yet. Just make sure you guys go do your research, go check out your stats. Make sure you think about what the questions ask to figure out, what player I'm talking about or what season I'm talking about within that. And then once we get those who got those right answers, we're gonna look back in it, get our winners, and we're gonna get back to you guys. So make sure you got those notification bells and all that going.
There you go. He said it, y'all. Sorry for the little longer episode than usual, y'all. We had to get all this news to you guys, but we thank you guys for rocking with us and sticking with us. And like me and Cootie always say, bear down and be
Be
safe,
safe.
Chicago.
Let's